Today on College Football 26, we have officially added 6 new teams to the Pac-12. This will be your new Pac-12 for the 2026-27 college football season. Before, it was just Oregon State and Washington State, both out of 77, but we've added Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Utah State, Texas State, and San Diego State. So now we have expanded to Idaho, Colorado, California, Utah, Texas, just to name all of the states. So with that, today in this episode, I will be rebuilding the entire Pac-12 and College Football 26 and trying to rebuild them to their glory days of a Power 5 conference. So with that, let's get into this video. And the Pac-12 actually in modern day is not looking the worst at all. They are 6 in all of conferences in the FBS, or 11 if you do not know. We are below FBS Independent in both of the 4 Power 4 schools, but we're here with all of the group of 6 or 5 schools, whatever it is at this point. But we do have some new teams, so the Pac-12 will get better as seasons progress. And I guess we're just going to say we couldn't afford a conference championship game this year, as we don't have a conference championship for whatever reason in this sim. Anyway, here, if you want to take a look at the conference standings, I'm pretty sure Boise State would come out on first. Of course, they would. 12-0, 7-0 on the conference. I just set that as the amount of conference game just because there was only 8 teams in this league betting here. 9-3. Fresno State would go 9-3 on the season. They were pretty good. Texas State would actually be ranked 18th at 10-2. Also, Boise State was ranked 6th, and we had 8-4 for Colorado State and San Diego State. Oregon State went 3-9. Utah State went 5-7, and Washington State went 4-8. So at least we have 5 different teams who actually ended up making bowl games, or at least might get bowl eligibility. So let's hope and pray that they get a bowl game and see where they're going to end up getting a bowl game. And this year, John Material of Oklahoma is going to end up winning the Heisman, 3,571 yards on 37 touchdowns and a 71% completion percentage. But anyway, now we have to go in and check how many teams are going to make a championship. But before we do that, I just want to say, if you're enjoying the video so far, you might as well subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, and you might as well subscribe, because who knows, maybe something will happen. I don't know, but I do know for a fact doctors do say it improves the mental health by 99.9% chance. So yeah, no, you might as well subscribe then. Anyway, here, Texas State's going to make the Alamo Bowl against Arizona. That's going to be an interesting one. And Boise State actually made the college football playoff. Okay, so they're going to be playing Baylor round 1. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that one. Fresno State's going to make the Holiday Bowl against Boston College. And Colorado State's going to make the Las Vegas Bowl. But they have to play Georgia, 8-4 Georgia. So that won't be the most fun experience for them. But let's hop into this game against Baylor. Of course, that does just mean I am going to be simulating. I'm not going to be jumping into the entire games, of course. But anyway, here, Baylor's going to go at 3-0 early. They get a quick field goal, not really much scoring after that. But they look like they will get something, but they don't get something going on. And that's going to be your halftime score, 3-0. That's still 3-0 as Boise State finally takes a lead at 7-3. And it looks like they're willing to hold on to that lead as Baylor has the ball. But now Boise State has the ball, but now they have it again. They score 7-10, but then Boise State takes it home at 14-10. That was a really boring game. I'm not gonna hold you. That wasn't really the funnest outcome that I wanted, but hey, whatever. Obviously, they did go 12-2 in real life last year, as this is year number 1. So like this year, like in this real life year, obviously they didn't make it, but whatever. Oregon in the Rose Bowl, though, that's not going to be the funnest time ever. But I didn't even check if there's any week 2 Pac-12 bowl games. How could I forget? And of course, there is Sun Bowl, Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Pitt's going to be playing San Diego State. But now let's go ahead and check our week 1 results, as Arizona is going to take down Texas State 42-27, as we just saw Boise State beat Baylor, and Boston College is going to lose to Fresno State 44-10. Georgia's going to blow out Colorado State 30-6, as we suspected. They're going to go 8-5 on the season, as Fresno State's going to go 10-3, and Texas State's going to also go 10-3, as San Diego State's up next, and so is Boise State. So let's go ahead and immediately jump into that. We're not going to play it, but we are going to go ahead and see who's going to win it firsthand. Hopefully we go 14-0. That'd be really fun to see, as we are 6th seed, so you never know, it could actually happen. But anyway, here, who's going to, okay, now we get an offensive player of the week first. Gotta get all those out of the way, but we're going to lose to Oregon. I mean, that's pretty obvious there. I mean, I feel like that's a easy thing to predict there. 38-10 the score, though. League advanced at 13-1 on the season, unfortunately. As Pitt blew out San Diego State, too. 49-14. As here's an updated look at your college football playoff. If you are wondering, it's going to be Oregon versus Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl and Clemson versus Miami in the Peach Bowl. Quick prediction. Who do you think is going to win the Natty this year? Which, I mean, technically it's the real life year. So, I mean, this isn't really the most realistic thing with Oklahoma or Clemson. I think it would be Miami over Oregon, though, is my prediction. And, of course, Boise State would be the team to have a lot of draft picks. As Casey, we could draft round 2. A good left tackle. This kid is very, very good. 4th round pick, Matt Lauder. This kid's also really good. Really good tight end, round 4 pick, whatever it was then. Malik Sherrod, he's really good. Marion McCoy, they're both really good. They're both 2 cornerbacks that got taken round 7. Colorado State did not have anyone suited for the draft. Alzillian Hamilton gets drafted for Fresno State in round number 6. Another really, 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 really good player on this roster. Anyway, here, next team, if I can find it, whatever. Okay, you know what? This is gonna take some editing. Oregon State would also have somebody get drafted. Anthony Hankerson, a 91 overall running back, would get drafted in the 3rd round of the draft as well. As Trey White out of San Diego State would also get drafted, a really good right edge rusher. He should have stayed for one more year, though. Texas State, surprisingly being ranked 20th, would actually have no one get drafted at all. And that would be all for all teams. If you wanted to see who got drafted by your team, that was your chance to see it. And anyway, here, let's go ahead and see the before National Signing Day recruiting class for all these Pac-12 teams. They look pretty solid. I'm surprised Boise State's so low, but anyway, we also, they have 4 4-stars. That's why they're doing the good strategy where you have to sign all your 4-stars first. That's a smart strategy. Washington State also has a 4-star here, but 3 3-stars as well. No 3-stars for Boise State. However, here, Colorado State's ranked 36, and we actually have 3 top 50 teams. Texas State's 42, San Diego State's right below them at 43, 66 for Fresno State, 77th for Oregon State, 87th for Utah State, and 104th and 116th for Boise State and Washington State in that order. And Boise State would now lead the Pac-12 in classes now of 9 4-stars, 6 3-stars, and a 2-star. 16 total guys would get them the 37th best class, the top 40 class. Noah Fafita would actually be one of the guys that they got in the portal. Haven't heard his name in a while since he threw to Ted Rowe McMillan in college football 25. They were really good together on Arizona in college football 25. That was, I don't know how they did in real life. But anyway, here, Washington State would have the 58th best class. They signed a 4-star with 20 total guys, 19 3-stars, 2, making 20, and 63rd for Washington State, Colorado State. 26 total guys, 17 4-stars, 6 2-stars, and 3 1-stars, not 1 3-star. Fresno State would get 64th, though, 22 total guys. They also signed a 4-star. They got B. Donaldson, a running back, 5'11", 207, probably out of high school. I don't recognize that name. Sorry if you do recognize that name. I don't mean to diss him like that. 12 3-stars and 9 2-stars for them, though. Oregon State would have 70th best class. San Diego State was 71st. Texas State came in 75th, and 108th for Utah State. So, yeah, no, they're kind of the bottom feeders of the league. And I will be showing bowl stats after the video, at the end of the video. So if you want to go ahead and stick around for the end of the video, to see the final stats on the season, you might as well stick around to the end of the video. Also, I should point out how long I'm going to take this for. Honestly, I have no clue. I might just go until somebody wins a national championship, honestly, but I want to go for at least 10 years, so maybe we'll do that. But anyway, here, now the Pac-12 is ranked a B now, and no, we are not above the Big 12 or the FBS independents just yet. But as soon as we become a B+, I am letting the Pac-12 add 2 teams to their conference. And then as soon as we get an A+, we are going to add 2 more teams to our conference just to make this game, or like just to make it a bit easier to win a natty, you know. But Boise State's going to be a 79 this year. I'm pretty sure they were 79 last year as well. Fresno State's going to be a 72. I think they were 72 last year as well. Texas State's going to be a 60. They were 68 last year, so they fell off heavily. Oh my goodness. Colorado State's going to be a 69 this year. I'm pretty sure they were 71 last year. San Diego State's going to be a 67. They were higher last year. Oregon State's going to be a 72. They were also higher last year. Utah State's going to be a 61. They were also higher. Washington State's actually going to see its regression as well. They're 71 now. So we're seeing a regression for all these schools. That's kind of surprising. Of course, Boise State would be number one at the end of the season, but not really a great season for the Pac-12 ever. Boise State would also obviously be number one at 11-1. Fresno State coming in at 93. Only one ranked team, by the way, 11th seed Boise State, which would also be, they beat the 11th seed in the college football playoff. Of course, there was no conference championship, unfortunately, but Fresno State second, Utah State third with 6-6, Washington State going fourth with 4-8. Texas State being 5th place with 6-6, SDSU being 7-5, going 6th place, and Oregon State and Colorado State being the 7th and 8th. Oregon State going 4-8, and Colorado State going 5-7 this season. But anyway, the Heisman winner this year, it would end up going to Nico Yamaliava of UCLA. Flute Bothwell, what a name there, or was it like Fluff Bothwell? What a name, that would be Fluff Bothwell. What a name. Is that a real dude? I don't know if that's a real dude. That'd be really funny. And did anyone from the Pac-12 win any awards at all? It doesn't look like it. I saw a lot of Nico Yamaliava. I actually saw a Buffalo player in there too as well. UC player, Arkansas player, another Buffalo player, Kennesaw State, except that was punter of the year, so I didn't really, I already passed it up, so never mind. No one's gonna win a player of the, or award or whatever in the Pac-12 this year. But anyway, here, Alamo Bowl, Texas State's going to make it against Arizona State, and Boise State actually made the college football playoff, and they're going to be playing Ole Miss in it, so yeah, no, I don't think they're going to win it, unfortunately. I would jump into the game again, but I don't really want to be repetitive. I'm going to jump into the game, actually. I changed my mind. Utah State's going to make the Holiday Bowl against SMU, though, and then, okay, well, Georgia's going to make the Las Vegas Bowl again, and we're going to have to play Fresno State, so the Battle of the Bulldogs, I guess. And the Sun Bowl, San Diego State's going to make it against Florida State, so not really a great matchup there for them. But let's get into this game against Boise State and Ole Miss. Also, do not worry, I will add the college football, or Pac-12 college football championship game at the end of this season. I just forgot to the last 2 seasons, so yeah, no, I 100% apologize for that. That is 100% on me. But let's get into this game against Ole Miss, see how we do against them. They are ranked 6, but we're ranked 11, so you never know what happens. We actually strike first, and we're up 7-6 early. They do end up scoring, taking the lead 13-7, 27-7. Now they almost made it 34-7 at the end of the half, but 27-7 the half score. Not a lot of score after that, except Ole Miss hits field goal, making it 30-13. Now Boise State 33-13, the final score, and Ole Miss is going to win this one over Boise State, advancing Boise State to an unfortunate 11-2 on this season. And I just realized I didn't even show who won the national championship last season. Miami would end up winning it over Oregon, 35-32. Lou Hernandez, the guy in real life that I still can't think of the name of for some reason. Only when I record, though. Alabama's going to beat UCLA, though, 45-21. And now let's see how everyone did in their bowl games. In bowl week 1, the Alamo Bowl, I think it was Arizona State, and who else was it? It was Texas State. But unfortunately, they would lose the Alamo Bowl 45-17. Arizona State taking on the win. Texas State advancing to 6-7 on the season, unfortunately. Obviously, we just saw Boise State loss, advancing to 11-12 on the season. And SMU is going to beat Utah State in the Holiday Bowl 38-7. I keep on accidentally clicking down. 6-7 on the season for Utah State. And Fresno State would, of course, just not stand a chance against Georgia. 47-7, 9-4 on the season for them. And San Diego State would actually win the Sun Bowl over Florida State, advancing them to 8-5 on the season. So we actually had a team win a bowl game. And obviously, as we just saw, Alabama won the national championship over UCLA, 45-21, whatever it was. I didn't really get a good glimpse of it. Of course, we would have a lot of players drafted from Boise State. Isaac Smith, a strong safety we could draft round 2. DeAndre Moore, a 91 overall wide receiver we could draft round 3. Round 4 picks would be Noah Fafita, actually the Arizona quarterback. Max Madsen actually also we had drafted. So yeah, no, there's the unrealistic side of college football 26 here. we even started, I would assume no feeder, right? Yeah, no, we had 4,070 yards, 33 touchdowns, 5 passing interceptions on the season. And now Colorado State would not have anyone get drafted whatsoever. Fresno State, not them either. Now going over to Oregon State, I'm pretty sure is next. Yes, Oregon State is next. They would not have anyone drafted at all either. San Diego State, would they have anyone drafted? No, they would not have anyone drafted. Texas State would not have anyone drafted. And finally, Utah State, no one drafted for them either. So, unfortunately, seasons for them drafting wise, I guess. But your Pac-12 standings, 21st ranked already for the Boise State team. And they signed a 5-star out of high school, a left guard. And what's his name? Garrison Atwell, 6'1", 300-pound left guard. Okay. And outside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that is. No, that is 5 4-stars. So that's not bad whatsoever for them. They're going to be really good next season. Texas State was pretty good. They have a 35th ranked class. No 4-stars, unfortunately. No one actually. Or no, they signed 8 4-stars. What am I looking at? Or no, that's the 3-star. Okay, well, that's embarrassing. They actually didn't sign 8 4-stars. So no one else in the class signed 4-stars. We actually had 4 top 50 teams in the recruiting rankings. Oregon State at 49, Fresno State at 50, Washington State at 51, San Diego State at 59, Colorado State at 97, and Utah State's in the top 130, so not good for them. And Boise State would actually have a top 20 recruiting class. They would finish with 27 total guys who would send 1 5-star, 9 4-stars, 16 3-stars, 2-star, 17th ranked class is absolutely insane. No one else really did much after that, though. I mean, Texas State, 55th. Everyone really fell off after that. No 4-stars in the entire class, except for Boise State. What are we doing, Pac-12? Texas State, 55th. San Diego State, 63rd. Oregon State, 69th. Washington State, 76th. Fresno State, 88th in the recruiting class. Utah State, 97th. And Colorado State at 101st. 101st. Wow, that is embarrassing. But that is your Pac-12 2026-27 year number 2 recruiting class rankings at National Signing Day. And this year we're finally going to see some progression, as Boise State's going to be an 81 overall. Fresno State's still at a 71. I'm pretty sure they were a 71 last year as well. Utah State's now 60 overall. I don't know what's going on with this regression, but whatever. Anyway, here Washington State's also at a 66. Texas State, I know they got some progression because I thought they were going to be good, but then they went down to a 60. But now they're up to a 64 because they were a 69 year number 1. I'm pretty sure San Diego State's a 66 now. I'm pretty sure that's some progression. Oregon State's going, I think they're just staying at a 71 as a matter of fact. 72 overall for the Colorado State Rams. So they actually also went up as well. So seeing some really good progression for this entire conference, year number 1 or year number 3, I mean. And this year, Boise State's going to stay at the top of the Pac-12, going 12-0 on the season. Fresno State's going to go 10-2 on the season. And that means the conference championship for the first time in history, not in Pac-12 history, but the new Pac-12 history. The first conference championship game is going to be against Boise State and Fresno State. Number 6th rank, Boise State Broncos versus number 24th ranked Fresno State Bulldogs. So let's get straight into simulation here. Obviously, as we saw earlier on, we don't jump into games, we just simulate them, but we are in Allegiant Stadium, since honestly, I don't know where they'd play, so honestly, I just picked random, and I just landed on the Allegiant Stadium, and honestly, I don't remember where they used to play, and for some reason, Google wouldn't stop telling me. The dumb freaking AI search overview, it's dumb. I don't need to get into it. 20-7 the score, though. Boise State looks like they have it in the bag. 29-13 the score now. And yeah, no, there's no way Fresno State's come back in this, but they could. No, and I was going to say if they scored right here, but they did not. And the final score is going to be 29-13. The Pac-12 champion is going to be the Boise State Broncos over the Fresno State Bulldogs. And they're going to win big, 29-13. Year number 3 of this simulation. And this year, the Heisman is going to DeMond Williams Jr. of Oklahoma, 3,858 yards, 36 touchdowns, and a 68% completion percentage, as the Boise State Broncos are going to make the college football playoff, and they're going to be playing SMU first round with home field advantage, too. So we have a chance to see Boise State once again go to at least the second round of the college football playoff. Who do they have after that? Who got the first round bye? It would end up going to Clemson. So they're going to be playing the winner of Clemson Clemson, whoever wins against Boise State and SMU. And now let's look at other awards, see who else won any awards, if there was any in the Pac-12. I'm seeing a lot of DeMond Williams Jr. allergies, just Oklahoma. I saw a guy from Georgia State there, so at least there's some small school representation. I guess you could say North Texas is a small school, but yeah, no, it doesn't look like there's gonna be anyone. Yeah, no, I think we already went through it like twice, honestly. I just look at the logo. I don't look at anything else. I'm going to be real with you. But anyway, here, who else made bowl games in the Pac-12? Fresno State made the Alamo Bowl, and they're going to be playing Iowa State. Obviously, as we just saw, Boise State's going to be playing in the first round of the College Football Playoff. Tulane's going to be playing San Diego State in a new bowl game, the Hawaii Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, Oregon's, Penn State, tough draw there. And then the LA Bowl, Utah State's going to make that against Air Force, and then Washington State ended up making the Las Vegas Bowl. They're going to play Kentucky. Kind of a tough matchup there, but hey, who knows? Maybe they'll prevail. Anyway, here, Texas State's going to make the Sun Bowl against Georgia Tech as well. So let's go ahead and first of all jump into this game against SMU. Who knows? Maybe we'll jump into that game, that Sun Bowl game. Who knows? Maybe just why not, I have a strange feeling that we're locks for this one. I don't know why. I just feel good about this game. I don't think we're going to lose to SMU as we go up early 7-0. They score a field goal, 7-3 game. And now we make it a 10-3 game after we get a field goal of our own. Another field goal for us, 13-3, 16-3. We all get field goals. We get a field goal for everybody. SMU and Boise State alike. But we are up at fourth quarter now. We're still 16-3, 24-3 now. Now 31-3. Make it stop. Boise State's going on to the college football playoff quarterfinals. Obviously, that means we made the quarterfinals. We're going to be playing Clemson, number 1 Clemson in the Peach Bowl. And you know what? Since I want to jump into another team, let's jump into the Sun Bowl for Georgia Tech versus Texas State. So let's turn off auto advancement so we actually don't advance a year. And let's get into this game against Texas State and Clemson. And I mean, as of now, Georgia Tech is ranked, so they could end up winning this one. But I believe in Texas State. I know we can win this one for the Pac-12, not for anyone else, because I'm a Georgia Tech fan, so I can't really be saying any of that. Just kidding. But anyway, here, all bias aside, 7-0 up early. They immediately respond, though. They're up 14-7 now, but we tie it up at 14-14, 21-14. We're up now, but they immediately tie it 21-21 at halftime, 24-21. They get a field goal, 27-21. They get another one. 3 field goals in a row, 4 field goals in a row, and it looks like they're going to take this one over Texas State. That's not really the greatest performance for Texas State. I mean, they had it in the first half. They sold a huge lead. I then unfortunately accidentally skipped past the end of season recap, but anyway, here Alabama's going to go back-to-back winning national championships, this time being another California school, being USC, 38-24. Kalen DeBoer winning his second national championship, at least on Alabama, I think. But anyway, here I can't even get into draft results either, so that kind of sucks. So anyway, here's a look at the recruiting board for all of these schools. Not really the most impressive ever for anyone. And this year, Boise State is of course going to be at the top of the rankings on the recruiting class. Only a top 50 class though, not even top 40, 16 total guys. 4 4-stars, 12 3-stars. Not really the greatest thing ever. Fresno State also signed a few 4-stars. They signed 2 of them. 8 3-stars as well, and 11 2-stars, 21 total guys. Coming in at 68th would be San Diego State. 73rd would be Colorado State. 78th would be Washington State. 81st would be Utah State. Oregon State going at 95. And finally, Texas State at 101st. So once again, we're going to have just all our guys top 100, I guess. But I want to check out the Pac-12 rankings for their conference, whatever you want to call it. There's still a B, so they can't add 2 new teams yet. But hopefully they will be able to next season, I guess. And this year, Boise State's going to be an 85 overall, and they are 12th ranked in preseason, so I mean, I guess that's pretty good. Fresno State's going to be 71. That is some regression. Oregon State's going to see regression, and so is Washington State. Both a 69 overall team, 68 overall for Texas State. Utah State's at a 67 overall, so is San Diego State. Colorado State's here at a 69, so I mean, Pac-12's just not really looking the great at all, honestly. And even when Boise State's progressing, I don't think there's any hope for this Pac-12 conference. 9-3 on the season for them. At least they're ranked 23rd, I guess. Fresno State ended up going 5-7 on the season. Texas State ended up going 7-5. 6-6 for Oregon State. San Diego State would go 3-9. Utah State and Colorado State both going 5-7 as well. And Washington State's going to be at the bottom of the conference, going 3-9 on the season. That would mean the Pac-12 Conference Championship would, of course, be Boise State versus Fresno State. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Obviously, I think Boise State's gonna win that one. And no wonder why they didn't do as good as they usually do. They have a new coach now. Was only a level 23, so I mean, he's not really the greatest. Manny Ramish or whatever his name was. I didn't really get a good look at it. But now let's just go ahead and see, first of all, if he can win a Pac-12 championship for this Boise State team. If they can end up beating Fresno State, which I mean, it's been like the last 4, I think this is because it's year number 4. The last 4 Pac-12 conference championships are not really the greatest thing ever. They do all go up 3-0 early, now 10-0 now, so it looks like they are going to be winning it. Unless Fresno State comes back as they score a touchdown. They score another one at 17-14 now. Boise State scores a touchdown of their own, making it 27-14. And yeah, no, it's looking like Boise State's going to take this one home, unless Fresno State could do something with that ball, but they didn't do anything. 35-20, no, 42-21 is going to be your final score in the Pac-12 championship, and Boise State's going to be taking it home for probably the 4th time this video. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. I'm gonna be honest with you. The YouTube AI will probably sort that one out, which I mean probably not. They only go by transcripts, but whatever. And this year, Walter White's going to end up winning the Heisman with 4,390 passing yards, 41 touchdowns. Good Ole Miss quarterback there. I know it said Walker White. It was just funny to say Walter White. Okay, shut up. Anyway, here, who's going to make bowl games in the Pac-12? There weren't really a lot, if I remember correctly. Yeah, no. Boise State's going to make the Alamo Bowl. They're going to be playing Cincinnati. Texas State's, oh gosh, they're going to be playing Notre Dame in the Holiday Bowl. Oregon State's got Alabama in the Las Vegas Bowl. And there's only 3 teams with bowl games this year, so not really too happy about that. Honestly, I don't want to jump into another game with Boise State, but I don't want to just see these 2 teams get absolutely crapped on. But honestly, I kind of want to see the Las Vegas Bowl. So you know what? We got to jump into at least one bowl game. So let's go ahead and jump into this game against Oregon State and Alabama. And I mean, you never know what could happen. I mean, Alabama, I think they went like 8-4 on the season, so maybe Oregon State has a chance. You never really know, but oh wait, I just realized they just won the last 2 national championships. So yeah, no, I kind of forgot about that. So yeah, Oregon State's going to be playing Kalen DeBoer in the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm not really looking forward to it. Maybe we can pull off a sneaky win, but yeah, no, I'm not really expecting it. But oh my gosh, we're actually doing good. We actually scored first. 7-0 the score, but now 7-7. They immediately score back, but we immediately score back too. 14-7. We have the ball at second half. 21-7, and we get the ball back at second half, like I just said. But they're gonna score again. 21-18 to score now. 24-18, making it a touchdown game. They make it a field goal game now. Oh my gosh, Oregon State's about to beat Alabama. Oregon State just beat Alabama, 35-21. Good thing I jumped into this one. This is on Heisman simulation, by the way. I don't jump into any of these games. I'm just doing a simulation, seeing if the Pac-12 can be revived. But Oregon State just upset Alabama in the Las Vegas Bowl. How did that just happen? They just won the last 2 natties too with that as well. Oh my goodness. Like, I know they went 8-4 and whatnot, but oh my goodness, Oregon State. At this moment in time, I'd be embarrassed if I was an Alabama fan. You just lost to 6-6 Oregon State in the Las Vegas Bowl. I mean, to be fair, he went 8-4, but whatever. Notre Dame ended up being Texas State in the Holiday Bowl, so they didn't do a lot. They kind of regressed to 7-6 on the season. Boise State at least won the Alamo Bowl. They're gonna go to 11-3 on the season, beating Cincinnati 27-17. And if you want to take a look at the College Football Playoff here in year number 5, here is what it is looking like right now. And Boise State would, of course, have some players drafted, probably the only team with players drafted. But Sierra Gaines, this kid's pretty good. He's a really good running back at that round, too. I call it Fasusi, a left tackle. Honestly, I have no clue how to pronounce that name, but whatever. He would get drafted around to a ball. Colorado State would not have anyone get drafted. Going on to our next team, which would be Oregon State. All the way down here. Wait, no. Did I miss one? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure I'm crazy. Okay. I thought I missed one, but no, I did not. I probably did, but whatever. Here we go. Oregon State did not have anyone drafted at all. I thought they did, but that was the other team, Oregon. But anyway, San Diego State would also not have anyone get drafted. Texas State, and I would also not get anyone drafted. And moving on to our final team in Utah State, they would have, of course, someone got. Am I missing one? I keep on feeling like I'm missing one whenever I get to W's. I don't know why. Washington State, that's why. Okay, no players drafted for them either. And now let's see who ended up making the national championship and who ended up winning it this year. This year, it would be Clemson winning the national championship over Georgia, 55-28. Dabo Swinney just absolutely obliterated them. At least Boise State signed a 5-star this year, as it would be Seawall, a right tackle. Let's see this guy, Cortez Wall. I was trying to predict his name. I was going to say Connor, but nope. Cortez Wall out of Gardenia, California. A 5-star committing to Boise State, a right tackle. Surprised I haven't running back yet. I mean, actually, Genty, which I mean, actually, yeah, he was a 5-star, so never mind. 2 4-stars for him as well, 15 3-stars and a 2-star. It did sign the 33rd best class. This is National Signing Day, by the way. 57th for Oregon State. No one else signed 4-stars or 5-stars other than Boise State, by the way. Texas State would have the 71st best class. San Diego State would have the 2nd best class. 98th for Utah State. And we had 3 teams who weren't even top 100. Washington State being 108th. Fresno State 110th, and then Colorado State signing only 9 players out of 125. What's going on here? What the hell's going on with the Pac-12? I don't think we're ever going to win a national championship, but, we just have to keep up hope, I guess. Of course, Boise State's going to be the top team in the conference at an 82. Fresno State's going to be a 69. Texas State's going to be a 71. So, at least some progression there. Oregon State's going to be a 69. San Diego State's at a 74, Utah State's 64 overall, Colorado State's 66, and Washington State's a 67 overall. So, not really the greatest because Boise State regressed, and there wasn't really a lot of progression, so not really great for whatever year it is. I said year number 5 last year, so I guess year number 6, but that wouldn't make sense because it's 2029. And I guess Boise State had a better season at 11-1. They go 13th ranked on the season, 5-7 for Texas State. They're going to actually make the Pac-12 championship, so a new team we get to cheer for. San Diego State's going to go 7-5. Oregon State and Fresno State both going 5-7, surprisingly. 4-8 for both Washington State and Colorado State as well. And then Utah State's going to go 3-9 on the season. So did Texas State actually make the Pac-12 championship? Are they going to be playing Boise State? Of course they are. They're going to be playing Boise State in the Pac-12 championship, which honestly, now let's still jump into it, actually. So let's go ahead and jump into this game against Texas State and Boise State. As I just realized, we just jumped into a game with Texas State too. We jumped into, what was it, the Sun Bowl? I don't remember who we played. I can't think of it right now. We played Georgia Tech in that game, I'm pretty sure. So, these are 2 teams that we're familiar with jumping in, which we played with Oregon State last year, and they obviously had an upset against Alabama, so that was fun. Texas State actually went up 7 early, so they got an early touchdown. Boise State finally ties it up late in the game, but then they end up actually taking the lead, but then Texas State ties it up again, takes another lead for Texas State, 21-14 score. They go up by 2 touchdowns now, 21-28. Nope. Okay, it's tie game now, but now Boise State takes the lead, but now Texas State has it back. We go into overtime, 35-42, and it looks like Boise State's gonna take this one home, as yes, 42-35. Boise State's going to take down Texas State. Absolute heartbreaker for that. Of course, the Pac-12 would just show an absolute beauty of a game too. So it's just like the best, just better than the SEC. Better than the Big Ten. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. I'm not going to lie. As this year, it's going to be Sawyer Anderson from Tulane winning the Heisman Trophy. 3,600 passing yards on 39 touchdowns and a 64% completion percentage. As I don't even think Texas State's going to make a bowl game now because they went 5-7, well, now 5-8 on the season. But no, actually, Boise State's going to make the College Bowl playoff. They're going to be playing Miami. And now San Diego State's going to be playing Cincinnati in the Alamo Bowl. That's our only 2 bowl games. What is going on with this year? I wouldn't want to jump into like two games with Boise State in it, but that's like our only hope, basically. But anyway, here, even if we do, and we have to play freaking USC, so that's not going to be fun whatsoever. Honestly, I'd say let's just sim to the end of this season at this point. This has just been not really a fun sim, or it's just been kind of disappointing. That's all. As suspected, Miami would just blow us out, which it wasn't even a blowout. We lost 21-14. I tried to say won for whatever reason, but they ended up going on to lose the national championship to Texas. So thankfully, they got revenge on us for us. But anyway, here, 42-27. What a score there. How did San Diego State do in, what was it, the Alamo Bowl? I'm pretty sure See, yes, it was, and it was into Tennessee. Okay, 38-32, 7-6 on the season for them, 12-2 on the season for Boise State. Just not great for any of these teams in the entirety of the Pac-12, not just the teams that make bowl games. At this point, we might as well just say it. Boise State's just carrying the Pac-12. That round 4 guy in Dier Bill, is that how you say it? I don't know. Clayton Boswell would also get drafted, a round 6 tight end. So that's pretty solid for Boise State. Not really like as good as they used to be. Colorado State wouldn't get anyone drafted whatsoever. But now moving on to Oregon State, they would end up having, you guessed it, no players drafted. Same for San Diego State, most likely, of course. And now moving on to Texas State, that's Texas A&M. They actually have 2 round 6 picks. Jabu Wilcox, a wide receiver, and then Harvey Melvin, another wide receiver, was actually a redshirt sophomore in 89 overall. I don't really know why he prepared for the draft then, but whatever. Washington State's gonna have no one drafted though. And now the national we already showed the national championship. Whoops. Okay, well, a little bit of a fail on that. Is this year Boise State's going to have the top ranked recruiting class again? Only 8 4-stars this time, 10 3-stars, which is still really good. 18 total guys. Top 30 recruiting class as they get 28th on the recruiting class. No 4-stars for anyone else, though, or 5-stars. Texas State at 69. Fresno State at 71, Utah State at 75, San Diego State at 79. Once again, 3 teams that weren't top 100 at least. Oregon State at 105, Colorado State at 108, and 115th would go to Washington State. I know I said I needed a B+ in conference prestige, but I can't take it anymore. This Pac-12 conference just needs to be better. We need to move to the Pac-10. But here's the question: who do we move into the Pac-12 now? I mean, you could say we could do Colorado, Oregon, Washington, maybe Utah, Texas, maybe a team from California too. But I mean, I feel like it's a bit too early for that. I mean, maybe we can do Colorado, but I mean, I don't even know if they can move over to the Pac-12, if I'm going to be honest with you. But you know what? At this point, do we do it? You know what? Let's just try it out, see what the Big 12 looks like. They have 8. Okay, no, they have 11 teams now. So, I mean, that kind of ruins it. I mean, not really that it matters, but I don't even know if I counted that right. I honestly just went through it. 4, 8, 12. Okay, no, they have 15. Okay, I don't know how I miscalculated that, but whatever. We now have 9 teams, though. Who else do we add other than that, though? Honestly, I feel like since we have San Diego State in here, I feel like our next best team would be San Jose State. They're even ranked 25th, and they're 70 overall. They have a pretty good prestige. So, I mean, you know what? This is your new Pac-10. We are now called the Pac-10, and we might as well move over to 9 conference games instead of 10. So, with that, let's hope that the Pac-12 will be greater and better, and we will be back on this entire simulation. Hopefully, the simulation will go way better now that we had 10 teams, 10 better teams, that is, not just the same teams as we had last year, just a bit better. But anyway, here, the new Pac-10. Who is at the top of the new Pac-10? It looks like it's going to probably be, 82 overall. Boise State, 14th ranked in the country. San Jose State, 74. Texas State, 73. San Diego State's actually 77 overall. Colorado is a 74. Oregon State at a 67. Fresno State at a 71. Washington State at a 61. They suck in this video, I'm not going to lie. Colorado State's at a 62. And Utah State's at a 67 overall. Washington State, deadass, looks like they just turned on auto recruiter this whole time, which I mean, technically they do, or technically they are right now, but whatever. And finally, we're going to finally have 2 ranked teams this year. Unfortunately, it's the same 2 as would be Boise State and Fresno State. Boise State's ranked 10th now at 10-2, and Fresno State's also 10-2 going to, but they're 16th, not 10th. So, I mean, I feel like if Fresno State wins the Pac-12 championship, well, first of all, I got to check if they are actually in the Pac-12 championship or not. They probably are. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, here it looks like, yes, they are both in the Pac-12 championship. I feel like if Fresno State wins, they both make it, right? Honestly, which they're both ranked. They have the same record. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about, but hopefully that logic makes sense. Anyway, here, Colorado and San Diego State would both go 8-4. Our new addition in Colorado. San Jose State, our another new addition, would go 6-6 on the season. Not really the greatest season ever, especially since they were ranked 25th when we got them into the conference. Utah State would go 8-4 on the season. 4-8 on the season. Colorado State and Texas State would go 5-7, and Oregon State and Washington State, the 2 founding fathers of this conference since 2024. That is, obviously they weren't the actual founding fathers, the only 2 in the conference. That was just in college football 25. But they both would go 10-2 on the 2-10 on the season. But now let's jump. You know what? No, let's just save it for bowl games. We don't need to jump into the Pac-12 championship. We can just see the result. I ain't give a rat's ass if it's been 1 year. Okay, I'm adding anyone I possibly can that's good in college football right now. If my mic could work, please. Oh my gosh, this thing, you know what? We're not okay, worked for half a second. What is going on with this thing? This thing is making me cry now. We're gonna start in California, where first of all, we're adding USC back, because I can't take this anymore. It just gotta be one team out of the Pac-12 to win a championship. And we're also going to be adding Washington, because Washington State's in this conference. So yeah, I know you already know they have to be added. And you know what? We'll not as well add Utah, since Utah State's in this conference. And then who else do we add? We add Oregon, obviously. Oh yeah, why would I forget? I'm starting to stutter. Holy. UCLA, we might as well add them too. And now let's add Oregon into this stupid, dumb, crappy conference. And who else do we add other than that? I think we're set. Other than that, 4, 8, 12. Okay, we had 15 teams in this conference. We have to make it 16. Obviously, that's just like the most obvious thing to do, but who do we add? That's the thing. We should add, you know what? I have no clue. I'm very real with you. I have no clue. We had North Dakota State, but they're not in this game, so never mind. You know, Nebraska? No, that's not too Pac-12 like, you know. But anyway, here we should add. Who else do I add? I don't know who to add. I genuinely don't know who to add. You know what? Since we have Texas State, we might as well do it. Let's add Texas. Screw it. So now we're up to, what is it, 16 teams now. So you know what? It's just one team that needs to win. One team that needs to win. So you know what? We're going to do that. And we're going to win a national championship in the next 3 years, trust. And we finally have a team out of the Pac-12 that is finally in the national championship. Oregon has made it against Alabama. So let's go ahead and actually jump straight into this one. Oregon versus Alabama. I know it's not an original team, so it's kind of oh my goodness, a little dumb there. But anyway, here it counts. It is what it is at this point. It's just. This video has been going on for too long. We're literally at 48 minutes, 15 seconds right now. That was a guess. I don't actually know how much we're at, if I'm going to be honest. But anyway, we're finally in the national championship, so that's all that counts right now. So let's get straight into it. And here we go in the national championship in Miami's Hard Rock Stadium, one of the greatest stadiums to host a national championship in college football 26. We don't need to just go through all these animations. We've seen them 5,000 times already. You've played college football 26 before, so yeah, you know what it is. Honestly, I feel like this is just going to be like the last clip of the video, because honestly, I just don't feel like doing anything else other than this. I really need to upload a video, because for some reason I have a horrible upload schedule. So win or lose is gonna be the last clip. But we're up by a field goal at the end of the second half. It looks like we're gonna be up by a touchdown and a field goal being up 10-0, 17-0 now. End of the third quarter, we're still up 17-0, and it looks like we're gonna win this game 24-0, 27-0. They're gonna score though. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the shutout, but we're gonna finally get a team out of the Pac-12 to win a national championship. So technically, we had successfully rebuilt the Pac-12. 27-7. Oregon was the national championship over Alabama, and that's gonna do it for this video. So as a team celebrating, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, goodbye.